Hello everyone and welcome to a new video on my channel. I'm Adam and this is Battle of the Beasts New Generation episode number 38. This is beating two more beasts that made it through to round 2, fighting against each other. And this is the penultimate battle before the final battle of round 2. And this one is actually the one that Lucas has been looking forward to the most, as it has one of his favourite underrated beasts fighting this time. So without any further ado, representing Series 15, Velmar's Revenge, the Slayer of Krotax the Diamond Warrior from episode 16, it's Wardok the Sky. And in the other corner, representing Series 23, the Shattered Kingdom, book number 2, the Slayer of Diprox, the Buzzing Terror, it's Krotax the Tusk Destroyer.
Yeah.
No cheer? No. Okay. I know this one got a cheer. Hey, who got a cheer, Lucas? So yeah, we got two beasts fighting here. An armored mammoth and a wyvern. And luckily for Lucas, he'll be given the stats for both of them. So with that being said, Lucas, let's get to the stats.
Wardok, the Sky Terror. Some say Wardok, an ancient beast of Tangala, is a dragon. He has sinuous body covered in purple scales and leathery wings. He can swoop and fly with the agility of an eagle. The beast's claws, like curved cutlasses, can snatch up cattle or people with ease. For the people of Tangala, the beast's howl echoing through the hills was a sign to run indoors and hide. And his awesome abilities from Speed Flyer, Sharp Fangs, Sharp Claws, Tail Whip, Loud Roar, Agility and Barrage attacks make him a deadly opponent in the tournament. He will not stop fighting until his opponent is down for the count. Krotax, the Tusk Destroyer. Every year, one person from each tribe of the wildlands north of Avantia is sacrificed to appease the terrifying mammoth. His curved tusks are sharpened to scimitar edges, and iron spikes on his trunk make every toss of his head a potentially devastating strike. Looking at his impressive stats, thick furry hide, sharp tusks made of a unique alloy, non-stop charger, strong iron spiked trunk, and of course that strong armor. So, you guys are in for quite a surprise from Krotax. 3, 2, 1!
Wardok versus Krotax. Let's get into this. But first things first, we need to think of a battlefield, because I forgot to do that. So with a battlefield, I am thinking of They're both fought in a kind of rocky terrain area, just a difference in temperature. So hold on. Okay, Wardok was technically fought in a quarry. Right, okay, I'm going to say a mountainy area, so to give Krotax the advantage, with a humid temperature for Wardok. Hopefully that won't be too much of a disadvantage for either. But with that being said, Wardok versus Krotax. Let's get into this. Oh yeah, also, one more thing, I'm sorry. Throughout all of yesterday, as I'm recording this, Lucas was non-stop messaging me whilst I was working, just saying of how I need a damn good reason of how Wardok will lose in the future with whatever fight he loses to. Or it needs to be a damn good battle. And I'm just like, yo, I'm working, chill. I won't let you down. So, with that being said, Wardok versus Krotax.
Let's get ready to rumble!
So, it opens up to Wardok just perched on top of a mountain, on top of a mini mountain boulder thing. Yeah. Just scouring the area, looking for a victim, let's say. But doesn't seem to find anything, just a lot of rocks and mountains. then he suddenly starts hearing a steady thump and gets the impression that he's not alone. So he extends his wings, starts flying upwards to try and look around for where the thump is coming from, and it's turning into a charge where Krotax is just charging up towards where Wardok was, shatters the boulder where he was perched on, turns around, looks up, and gives a toot of aggression. You know, like an elephant sound. Wardok roars back at Krotax, and Wardok flies back, grabs a couple of boulders between his claws, and chucks them both towards Krotax. Krotax responds by breaking one with his tusk and wrapping his trunk around another, shatters it by constricting his trunk, showing off his strength to Wardok, and Wardok not being phased by that intimidation strategy which was attempted on him. The only thing it causes, though, is for hold on, let's move that. There we are. The only thing it causes is Wardok to pick up more boulders, chuck them towards Krotax. Krotax grabs one of his trunk, puts it down in front of him, and smashes it with her foot. Grabs the other with his trunk and chucks it towards Wardok. Wardok retaliates by flipping round, doing a front flip and smashing it with his tail. Wardok charges towards Krotax, or Krotax charges towards Wardok, and as soon as they're about to collide, Wardok flies upwards, and Krotax runs right past him, and Wardok turns around and, using his claws, jabs at Krotax's armor, which he's able to pierce but not go any deeper than that. He clenches his claws and pulls the armor off of Krotax's back. Wardok then goes to scratch out Krotax's hide. However, not paying attention to where Krotax is running towards, Krotax actually charges into a mountain, turning around at the last minute and smashing his back against it, causing Wardok to release his grip and fly off just to check if he's not badly damaged. He's not. He comes back immediately afterwards, as Krotax just turning around. They charge together again, but Wardok doesn't chicken out this time. He uses his tail to just hit Krotax to the side, where Krotax gets knocked backward to the side, and Wardok using his one of Krotax's tusks as support, grabs onto it with his talons and twists, flipping himself over, but also flipping Krotax onto his side, causing him to just fall down to the side. Wardok gets back up and bites down on Krotax's trunk, being careful not to impale or damage himself with any of the iron spikes that he has on his trunk. Krotax roars in pain and just shakes his head. Wardok nearly gets stabbed in the eye by one of Krotax's tusks, but luckily it missed and just hit below the eye. Wardok lets go before he risks losing his eye. And for good measure, just hits Krotax straight in the face with his tail club. But because of the armor that's in between Krotax's eyes, it just got knocked backwards with a few dents being made in the armor. Wardok gets back on top of Krotax and, using his mouth, bites at the armor between Krotax's eyes and rips it off of Krotax, and then, using his claws, digs his claws into one of Krotax's eyes and pulls it out, whilst doing the same thing with his tail on the other side of the eye. Krotax bellows in pain. Now he can't see. And flapping his wings, Wardok keeps hitting the side of Krotax's face to make him feel more disorientated than he already is. and Wardok sees that Krotax is about to crash into another mountain. So Wardok gets up out of the way. Krotax smashes into that mountain, and as soon as Krotax stops charging, Wardok flies in, grabs Krotax by the tusks, and just pulls Krotax out of the way, knowing that his his talons, let's say, are being damaged by his grip on the tusks, just pulling Krotax out. Krotax roars in aggression. Wardok roars backwards and bites down on Krotax's trunk, sinking his teeth into it and ripping it off. Krotax, feeling the pain, refusing to allow to be injured anymore by this. So what he does is he tips his head down really fast, where it just headbutts Wardok straight in the face, knocking him backwards, releasing his grip off his tusks. And Krotax plants his foot on top of Wardok's tail, and then using his tusks starts swiping at Wardok's chest. Wardok's chest has been nicked open, where blood is starting to gush out. Wardok, feeling the pain, roaring back, using his talons, and lifts his foot up to where it grabs onto the underside of Krotax's neck, rips off the fur, which is causing Krotax to just go faster, and using his claws, he full on uses all of his energy, stabs right into Krotax's under neck, tightens his grip and pulls back, ripping open the flesh, causing blood to spew out, and ripping out Krotax's vocal cords. Krotax opens his mouth, but no sound comes out. With the amount of blood coming out of Krotax's neck, Wardok's getting drenched in blood with his own and also Krotax's, and Wardok leans his head forwards and bites down on Krotax's Krotax's head, just causing blood to spew out there. And Wardok then, using his talons, just slices at Krotax's foot, causing him to lose strength in that foot, and he just falls over. Krotax struggling to breathe now, just trying to keep his blood in. Wardok's able to get away, and just for good measure, he perches on top of Krotax's back and placing one talon on his head, bites down on his neck, ripping off the fur, ripping out, piercing the flesh, and biting right through to the bone. Blood is spewing out from every tooth mark and claw mark that Wardok made on Krotax's neck. Krotax just feeling disorientated, trying to keep steady, realising that he's about to succumb to his wounds any minute now. What Wardok does is that he swings his club tail and hits it in the weak spot of one of Krotax's leg, which has been very badly wounded by Wardok's claw. Krotax trips over and smashes his head into a rock. And what Wardok does in retaliation, he, using his tail and his claws, just hits a rock at the top of a mountain, causing a rock slide. Where it just falls on top of Krotax. Krotax not making a sound and not making any rumbling coming out from the rubble. Wardok realises that Krotax must be done for. He sees a pool of blood coming out of a pile of rocks and realises the deed has been done. So with that being said, you'll be happy to know this, Lucas. Krotax has lost. Wardok has... Well, just leave right there what he did.
Game. Set. Match.
Yep, Wardok has won. So, with that being said, if you think Krotax should have won, please in the comments below why you think that. However, I would suggest you be careful what you say, because Lucas will defend Wardok to no end. So I would suggest you be careful with that. But also, it's not just the fact that Wardok has won this time. With Krotax being eliminated, Series 23 is now completely eliminated. Because Querzal was defeated. Querzal over here was defeated by Sawara. Talker was defeated by Durog. And Zircon was defeated by Kroko. And just now, Krotax was defeated by Wardok. So there was a bit of a tag team going on against Series 23. But it's the fifth, I think. Hold on, I'm just counting now. Yeah, it's now the 5th series to be eliminated. So round 2's claimed 5 seasons in total, and even though I got another battle going, it won't claim another season, as by process of elimination you already know what the next matchup is, and there's at least 1 beast remaining on each series there. So yeah, I'm a bit upset to see Series 13 get eliminated, because I generally would have thought at least one of these beasts would make it through to round 3. But apparently not, because, well, Querzal wasn't really that good. I knew he was going to die very quickly. But Krotax, Talker, and Zircon, I thought they would have made it to round 2. Only one did, and he got killed. So yeah, I hope you're happy about that, Lucas. He probably really is. So with that being said, that's all for this time. If you like what you saw, leave a like, leave a comment, don't forget to subscribe, press that notification bell down in the corner below. Join me in the last battle of round 2, being battle number 39. And this one is going to be a doozy. This one's an interesting one. But until then, peace out.